Please don't do that. I yawned myself. And she just laughed.
Let me do a little. I don't know what I want to call it. A little work here. This is the winning team, and this is the winning team training call for Tuesday evening, and we're glad to have everyone here. There, I just got something in on the head, so everybody would know what they're listening to when they get here.
Okay.
It is being recorded already on the recording, audio recording, but I wanted to get it on the video recording here. In case we
I haven't
say
looked
anything
at that.
important.
I haven't looked at that Weebly thing that you suggested to me instead of the PowerPoint. I haven't looked at it yet. I need to look at that.
I haven't done anything with it on Weebly, but I really think that would be a better idea is to do it on Weebly rather than PowerPoint. And just, we can create step 1, step 2, step 3, whatever. Create a page for each step and just link them all together so that they naturally flow. But, I tell you what, I just ain't the best in the world at creating PowerPoints. Sometimes I get lucky and one turns out good, but sometimes they just ain't all that good in the world. I need to find me a graphic artist that can really do us some good here.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's what I was concerned about because I'm not a graphic artist and I don't know one.
I know one, but unfortunately she's too busy to work with us. She is my daughter is really good at it, and she does it professionally for some professional people, professional groups, and does a real good job. But I had her give me a few pointers the other night and helping out, but she's just too busy to actually get involved in doing it. So
I can believe that. Graphic artists are busy people.
you
Well, we had some sad news the other day.
oh, what happened?
My my wife has a good friend, and her son-in-law was only 44 years old, died suddenly.
Oh,
Uh, and they're doing an autopsy to determine the cause of death. But
that was young.
yeah, and his wife is only 42, so they got a little boy. Boy is I think 11 or 12, but
Hate to hear
he's gonna
that.
have to grow up without his dad.
Yeah.
So my wife is all on an uproar trying to help this lady, and
Yeah. Well, that's good, but at least she's trying. Good evening. This is Mike in Georgia, and this is the winning team training call for Tuesday evening. Please tell us who you are, where you calling from.
Hi, Mike. It's Sandy in North Carolina.
Well, Sandy, I'm so glad to hear you on here tonight.
Sandy, I'm sorry we cut you out of the conversation on Tuesday or on
Thursday.
Thursday.
Oh, you didn't cut me out of the conversation. I was listening.
Well, we heard you had to exit early, so
Yeah.
I felt bad that we didn't get to say goodnight to you, and we were
People
so
want to
busy
interrupt.
chatting.
That,
It was
that
a good call, though.
that was a great call, but it kind of got running a little long. But
I think we went an hour 35 total.
I think it was well worth the time because it turned out to be a really good call. A lot of good information there. So, Sandy, congratulations on your new winning team member.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've known John on IBO, so
Yeah,
we usually comment and give us PRs.
well, that's great.
I called him today and left a message about the call tonight, so I was hoping he'd be on here.
Well, maybe he will. Maybe he will. That'd be good. Uh, So far, it's just me and you and Reverend Dave here. We got a few others we kind of expect coming along, but if they don't show up, then the ones that needed to be here are here.
That's right.
So I did hear a good joke. There were two blondes laying on a beach in Alabama looking at the moon, and the one blonde said to the other, "What do you think is closer, the moon or Florida?" And the other blonde says, "Hello, you can see the moon."
Boy.
Oh man.
So this blonde was driving down the street knitting, and the police noticed she was weaving from side to side trying to knit and drive at the same time. And he pulled up next to her and he says, "Pull over." And she goes, "No, it's a scarf."
Oh, stop.
Oh me.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what we would do without Dave's jokes to get us started.
So I got to preach last night at the men's fellowship.
Oh, that's good.
What you preach about?
They didn't throw you out?
Nope, they didn't. 7 criteria for knowing you're in the will of God.
Oh, that sounds good.
It was interesting. I gleaned it from another man, and I'm a blatant plagiarizer of other people's good ideas, and I
That's
took
right.
it.
truest form of flattery, isn't it?
It is, and so I used that, and they seemed to enjoy that. Had good comments afterwards, and had a good time of prayer afterwards. We had one of our fellow brothers is getting ready to contemplate whether he should go for heart surgery. He's seeing four cardiologists, and they all have differing opinions as to what he should do. So he's trying to pray and find out what the will of the Father would be that he should do, and pretty sure he has to do something. He's not a young man; he's in his 80s. So, but we prayed for him and asked God to open up the heavens of grace and mercy and heal him. And if he wants to be healed via the surgeon's knife, that's fine. But we're just trying to intercede on his behalf.
Very good. Sandy, I just sent you a copy of a PowerPoint that I started working on. It's still really rough. It's not a finished product by any means, but I sent it to you so you can get some kind of idea of how things should be flowing. I got a lot of work, and I'm still trying to find somebody that can do a better job of putting it all together for me. I found out that I'm just not a graphic artist by any means, way, shape, or form. And I'm not real good at putting together PowerPoints. I know how to do it, but they just don't come out to be the most professional looking things. So I'm still looking for somebody that can then do a better job for it. But anyway, I wanted you to see what we was working on, so I sent it to you via Skype.
Here's one for the book. You know those new winning team banners that Doug did?
Yeah.
I put them on my profile page, and they were there. And then on my blog yesterday, and they're not coming up.
They're gone. I know, because I used one of them.
So,
The banner, the long one, and it was coming up, and now it's not coming up.
furious. I sent this thing to help. If they don't do something, I'm going to say, what's the story? We have to have banners designed by you and your crew, or we can't use our own banners?
Well,
I
don't know.
That's not right.
I went back out and changed that banner so that I'd have a banner there because it was just coming up a broken link. But I did that just a few minutes ago, in fact. But last night it was there and it was working, and tonight it's not. I didn't
This
know
looks
if
good,
y'all
Mike.
decided to work on it or something and took it down or what the deal was. But then I noticed
Oh,
your 125 by 125 or 250 by 250 or whatever it is. The square one I noticed over on Facebook and some of the advertising groups where you put it
working
there.
every place else.
That one was working. So Dave, you making a lot of noise.
We have to have a chat with somebody. This looks pretty good, Mike.
Yeah, well, it's the general idea. It's real rough yet, but I'm gonna work on it. But my whole concept is I'd like to have something. And we thought maybe we might do it on Weebly instead of PowerPoint, and just create a web page that a page for each step, and each one flows to the next one. But the whole idea is for someone to have a guideline of exactly what they do. How first of all how to get somebody into the winning team, and then what do you do with them once they're there? So I'm trying to come up with some kind of guideline there. Like I said, what I've got there is really really rough. I'm I'm not the best in the world at creating PowerPoint, so but
Mike, did you see that we have a new capture page for TGI?
luxurious,
Yes, it looks good, don't it?
absolutely. Are you using it? I have.
Yep.
Even have one response from it. So
That's good.
yep, I did see where they added as a new one, and it looks good. And it if I remember right, it when you follow it all the way through, follow that one all the way through, it leads into the that Frank Calabro Jr. Awaken the Sleeping Giant, which
Hmm.
I I really really like that video he did there. It's really good, and so it it looks like something that would be really useful and interesting. And of course that page, I've been trying to figure out how to just use that front screen, the luxurious screen there just for my desktop screen here.
Huh,
But I like it.
that's good. Yeah, I like it too.
Let's see.
Step two is a little too much wordage on the page. People aren't going to read all that.
Step two. Yeah, I had that same opinion. There we go. That's one reason why I thought we'd maybe create it on a web page there, either Wix or Weebly or something like that, instead of PowerPoint, and could spread it out and get more white space around it so that people would read it. I basically just wanted to try to create a guideline so that people, you know, first of all, they got the concept of directing people to the winning team, and then when they've got someone that actually comes in and fills out the form on winning team, they need to know what to do with them, and what to do with them step by step, and how in the process of going through that to teach them how to do the same thing, and have that as a tool they can actually give to the new person, and
Yeah.
so that they can learn how to just go through step by step too and do the same thing, duplicate. That's the whole goal here is so people can come in and duplicate. It's all in my mind. I know how to do it. I can do it in my sleep, but taking it from my mind and putting it putting it in an actual document there, it didn't come out as great as I wanted to. But I sent it to you just so you could get some kind of idea of what we're working on, and if you got any ideas, or Doug has any ideas or comments or anything like that, I'm wide open for them. I sent it to Dave, and Dave's coming up with some ideas. Dave's pretty sharp, so.
I don't know about that.
What?
Sometimes I wonder.
Sometimes you wonder, huh? Well, we wonder about you too sometimes. I'm wondering about my wife over here. She's talking to somebody else on the phone though, and it
It's okay. It's okay so long as she doesn't start answering herself and then making sense.
well, see, she keeps commenting. I think she's commenting to me and answering me, or she's not. I know. She's talking to her mother, so. It leads for confusion here sometimes. I depend on her and her comments to keep me straight. Yep, but that's a real good capture page. I like it. It's real simple, but it's luxurious, just like it says.
Well, well, well. That's a deep subject.
That's a deep subject.
What do you think of this IBO affiliates in IBO?
Haven't really looked into it to figure out exactly what it is and what's going on with it.
Trying to
Be
figure
honest.
that out.
I've seen it. I've seen them promoting it, but I just haven't actually got into looking at it. Actually,
I think this is.
Go ahead.
I think your flow chart is a really good concept, Mike. I guess that page 2 is.
It's kind of wordy there.
There's too much stuff there.
I could cut all that out and just say use form, use the acronym form, but I was afraid too many people might not know what form is, and until we have if we can get them here to the call, then we can on the call we can explain to people what form is, and then but the idea would be to have to get them here to the call first so they'd know what form is before that would mean anything to them. Dave knows what form is.
Yeah. Family, occupation, recreation, money.
Right. That's when you interview someone. That's the steps to go through to interview them. Interview number one, the first interview you do with them. That's how you go through, and you learn, who they are and what they are, what they're about, what their dreams are, what they want, why they're looking at business.
And I was talking to my sister-in-law on Monday. She had a birthday on Sunday, and I wanted to call and sing to her, like I do for a lot of my family and friends.
Uh-oh.
But Yeah, uh-oh, Mike, you're coming up there. I know you are, and don't worry, I intend to give you a call. So, but I wanted to say that I saw an article. I forget where I saw it, but people were saying they were asking in third world countries, like in Arab nations, they were asking them, "What are your salary expectations?" And a
Yeah.
lot of them would fudge off and say, "Well, I want, I don't know, or whatever you want to pay me is fine." And that is doing yourself a great disservice because you need to show that you're valuable to that company, and you need to say, I know what I can do for this company. I know I can be of value to this company, and this is what I would do to help this company get off the ground. And as a result, I would expect remuneration in this amount. And you need to pray about it and ask God what would be a fair price. But don't be bashful. If you think you're worth $80,000 a year, then by golly, ask for it. And then it's up to them to decide whether they think you're worth it. But the mere fact that you have confidence in the fact that you believe that you're worth 80,000 a year, uh, you're more likely to get a job than for somebody who said, "Well, I can take this, and I guess I can get by with this." And no, it's about being assertive. It's about being confident in yourself and being able to take make yourself valuable to the other person. And
Think and grow
anybody
rich.
that backs down is doing themselves and their future employer a disservice. Because if you truly know what you're doing and you truly believe you can be an asset to that company, then I have no problem with people asking me to help them. If they can prove to me that they can be an asset to me, I have so many people saying to me, "Well, I would really like to join with you, and I've got room on my credit card, but I've got to be careful because there's so many scams out there." Well, that
Hmm.
may be, but keep in mind, I'm a minister, and and there's a lot more. I have a lot more people that I'm accountable to because I am a minister, because I am determined not to lead people wrong, and I want you to know that if you have the $18, it's no big deal. But keep in mind, my reputation is at stake if I lead people down the wrong path. I did that with Gold Ed Matrix. People trusted me to guide them into a profitable situation, and for many, we did make some decent money. Unfortunately, most of us put it all back into the company, and now we're sitting here, and the company's folded, and it's a sad scene. But I try to tell people, I try not to just jump into every opportunity that presents itself to me. I try to research. I try to look and see. I trust the Holy Ghost to lead me into all righteousness and let me know if there's something shady about the company or not. So, um, you really got to weigh your alternatives. But when people say, "Well, I don't know, I've got bills," well,
You know,
do you buy coffee?
you got what you're describing there. What you're talking about is Napoleon Hill's little poem that I was talking about the other day. That's in Think and Grow
Mm-hmm.
Rich. I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more.
Mm-hmm.
However, I begged that evening when I counted my scanty store. For life is just employer. He gives you what you ask, but once you have set the wages, why, you must bear the task. I worked for a menial's hire, only to learn dismayed that my wage I had asked for of life would have willingly paid. That any wage I asked for of life would have willingly paid.
Yep,
Hmm.
yep. I saw that on the chat room, and I remember reading that myself. I've read that book over and over, and it always refreshes me. It always uplifts me. I need to find my copy again. So,
That that
but
that poem, I didn't memorize it just then. I got it pasted right here in front of me on my desk.
hmm
I look at it
That's
every
good.
day, you know, because whatever any
well,
wage that I asked, life would pay.
my sister-in-law interviewed for that job, and she didn't like what they wanted to give her for pay, so she asked for more, and they agreed to it.
Hmm.
And that's when I told her that story.
Yep. And you're absolutely right. So many people they just hem haw around when they're asked, what they need, you know, for a compensation. They just hem haw around. They're afraid to ask, so they bargain for the penny. Penny's what they get.
hmm Yeah.
This overhead hutch on my desk is just a wealth of little ditties and knowledge like that that's pasted up there.
Is it cold in North Carolina, Sandy?
Yeah, it is cold. It wasn't as cold today, but they're predicting freezing rain.
Mm.
So we told
Oh,
Melissa to give us a call because she has no experience driving in freezing rain. So I
yeah, she's too
think we're
young to
going to
be
have to
driving
go
in that.
text her. You know, she hasn't got a clue about that kind of stuff. So we may have to go fetch her.
Yeah.
Well, I got a swimsuit calendar from my daughter-in-law and stepson, and I'm seriously considering about relocating to Tucson.
Oh my.
Warm there.
Well, besides
I'll
that,
tell you.
there's a girl on the calendar in there, so. And I'm sure she's just dying to hook up with a 58-year-old fat man.
Never
You might
know.
I
want
don't know
to
about that.
reconsider that one.
I might have to reconsider. Yes. Don't believe in lusting after girls, but I do enjoy the opposite sex.
I got an answer to my ticket about the banners.
Yeah.
It said, sorry about that. The Pick Monkey is definitely a dead link. That one I just did last night in an effort to get something on there.
Yeah.
Your first URL is working okay. P.S. I would suggest using ibobanners.com for your banners.
Mm.
Bet you will.
I am sorry, but I think this is a blatant attempt for Chris Carafotis to stir up business for herself.
It seems that way, doesn't it? I don't.
Have to try to get the. They were all the banners Doug did on. What do you just that instant banner?
Yeah, that was just
Then when
instant
showing
banner.
up, I tried Pick Monkey, and that doesn't work. What the nerve!
I'm really not using IBO Toolbox anymore.
Really?
I think they got away from their calling.
Well, they definitely have evolved and changed. There's no question about that.
Well, somebody said, and it might have been Don. I don't remember that he had heard that. Oh, who was it? Awesome. Ah, but it's in power. If that's the case. It's going to be money driven.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
it's evolving
I don't
towards that.
I don't begrudge people making money, but I think they just went a little bit too far with this IBO banners and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I poured a lot of money into that to get people in front of my websites and in front of my um, links. And for the longest time, I didn't see. I used links that were designed to tell me where they were coming from,
Yeah.
and I didn't get. I wasn't getting nothing from my BO Toolbox. I mean, maybe one hit a week, and I thought that was for all the PRs I was doing, and people weren't reading them. And I would get a few people. Mostly you guys were commenting on my PRs. Lonnie Ship would comment. Bill Bateman once in a while, but and I would go way out of my way to comment on other people's PRs,
Yep.
and I would never hear back from them. I would never hear a recompense where they would say, "Oh, that was a nice PR, Reverend Dave," and people
The thing that
just they wanted the attention for them, but they weren't willing to give any attention to me. And so I got pretty fed up, and I kind of just quit going there.
the thing that bothers me most about it, and I've always felt that IBO was a good way of gaining exposure and things like that. But I get so many people commenting on my PRs, and almost always get a bunch of people commenting on them. But when I go back and read the comments, it's real obvious to me that they never read the PR.
Right. Same here.
And so if they would not just comment on PR, but if they would in turn go over and click the share button and share it off on Facebook and Twitter and places like that, then it would we would get the benefit that it was intended and designed for us to get, because it would get exposure all over the internet. But what happens is so many people I find just go in and comment because they're just wanting credit for commenting on it. They don't read the PR, and then worst of all, they don't go over and share the PRs out to other people. And when that's what IBO was all about, and that's what it was created about to start with. For people to share so that it actually gets propagated all over the internet, but it doesn't seem to do that anymore, and therefore we're not getting the exposure. I'm getting the same people over and over and over again commenting on my on PRs, and I appreciate them. I appreciate them doing that, and I know, they're looking to get their information, their PRs, propagated out on the internet. But it's just not working the way it should work. I haven't give up on it yet. I still I still use it every day. I still use the IBO exchange every day, and I think I'm getting I know I'm getting hits from it, but I don't know that those hits are actually doing anything for me. Uh, I spend most of my time on advertising in different venues and different social media and things like that. I really like the idea that Tony was talking about last week, the drop card deal. You know what drop card he was talking about there. I assume I've used a lot of those in the past for ministry work, and it's a. It looks like when you fold it in half. It looks like $100 bill. You can get them in various denominations from them, but it looks like laying on the ground. It looks like there's $100 bill laying there on the ground, and people naturally are going to pick up $100 bill. When they pick it up and they open it up, they notice that it's not $100 bill, obviously, but on the back side of it, it has your marketing message, or in the case what I was doing was, I'd say, something about, if this disappoints you, and I'd point them to whatever ministry that I was promoting at the time. So I haven't tried them. I actually haven't tried them with the business, but it might be a very good idea. You could point them to the winning team. Say, if you'd like to have more of these real $100 bills, go here and give them the information to get to the winning team, and from there we can follow our little PowerPoint presentation.
Mike, I like the concept, but I don't like the $100 bill.
Well, you can get them in $5, $10.
Right. I think a $5 bill is believable. It can fall out of your pocket. But if you've got a $100 bill in your pocket, you're hanging on to it. You're not just dropping it in the street. And we used to do gospel tracts like that. It would say, they would pick it up. We would fold it to make it look like a $100 bill or a $5 bill or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it would say, disappointed? Well, Jesus will never leave you regardless. And so, so I've seen that so many times that I don't pick them up anymore. It's been worn out for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's having a rebirth now, but I really believe. Mike, I wanted to let you know I started buying leads from TGI.
Yeah.
I need one more person. I have quite a few people. I have like 5 people saying they want to join with me in Four Corners, but they're holding out. They're saying, like I said, that one guy is saying that, well, I really have the $18, but that bugs me. And so I want to take it away, but go ahead, Mike.
Oh no, well, I didn't want to interrupt you there, but I was just thinking, do you actually know and understand what TGI is?
Yeah, it's a team.
It's a team, but it's a team build. It's
right.
Designed so that if everybody gets in and everybody does exactly what's being promoted there, then everybody is going to benefit from the work that everybody on the team is doing, and it's really got the potential to explode and be something big. But I don't know if people actually understand TGI. TGI's got the tools. They got the things that we need to market the program, but what they are is a team build, and they're designed to create that social environment so that everybody is working for the benefit of everybody, and it's really amazing. I'm impressed.
Have you been cluing into the Facebook account, the Facebook team?
I do. I go. Not as much as I should because I get busy doing other things. But it's
right.
Automatically loads on my computer when I load it. So when I turn the computer on.
Well, that's good. I go 2 or 3 times a day just to see what's going on. And they just had I think Carolyn Good or somebody like Carolyn Goode made a comment that some people are letting other people in that are on other teams. And Clay said, no, you can't do that.
Well, no, you shouldn't. I did. I have put both you and Sandy in there. I didn't know if you was in there or not, so or maybe I checked and you were already in there. But I did add Sandy
Yeah.
into it. It's a good thing for helping do just what I was talking about a while ago, creating that social environment, so that everybody is rah rah, cheering everybody else on,
Hmm.
and but yeah, we absolutely do want to keep it within the TGI. Four Corners has a lot of other people in there, except for besides TGI. But TGI is a team build that's designed to build that program and for the benefit of everyone. Good evening. Who's just joined us here? This is Mike and George. You've reached the winning team training call.
This is David Mincy from Melbourne, Florida, and I haven't fallen off the planet yet.
I was beginning to
Hi,
wonder and think
David.
you were.
Hey,
Hi, David. How you doing, buddy?
just got off work, and I figured I'd check to see if y'all were still on the call, so I caught you.
You caught us.
Glad
Yeah,
to hear
I
your
ca-
voice, David.
We was about to run out of things to say. We was dragging things on so you'd have time to get here.
Well, the last call I missed was I was putting in a water heater for a lady that has Alzheimer's real bad, so I was kind of
Well,
occupied.
that was an honorable thing to be doing, and that was absolutely great. You did miss one of the best calls we've had this year in a long time, and it was a real long call. Except you haven't missed it. It's been posted to the winning team forum,
Right.
but
Yeah, I'll get it.
we have missed you though.
Yeah. Well, that's about to change.
That's great. That's absolutely great.
What do you know about life leadership? You know anything about that?
Share with us.
Never heard of.
I don't know that I've heard of it.
It's a multi-level, and it's on my profile. I just got a what do you call it? Man, I'm having brain delays today. I just copied and pasted something and put it on my profile, but
Yeah.
I don't have a URL link yet. So I just want to know if you had heard of it yet.
No,
But I
I
will
have
share
not.
with
Go ahead.
I will share with you when I get all the details and all the URLs and that. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. We've just been discussing the Four Corners and the TGI team bill that that's associated with it here for the last few minutes here. TGI team bill
Well-
is designed for everybody that is a part of the TGI team bill to benefit from the work and effort of everybody else on the TGI. So it's good. Dave, I run out of words. Tell him.
Oh, I was going to say, I have room for one more person on my front line, so whoever moves first gets that coveted position. So
And what's it going to cost me? $18?
That's it.
$18 one time. So, I don't want to lead you wrong, David, but so far I've received everything they promised me. I've gotten to the level 2. I've gotten all my downloads that they promised me on money management skills, and also on motivation. So
Well, that's what this life leadership is. It's material on what it is. It's material on life leadership, like out of picture marriage,
Mm-hmm.
anything that it's 8S. It's like it's family, faith,
Mm.
finances. Yeah, I'll share it all with you when I get it all there. I'm so tired right now. I'm drawing too many blanks.
Mm-hmm.
But I did want to mention to Mike, that my right leg on Strikefort's falling off bad. But I noticed that on the left leg in the genealogy, man, that runs the naughty smoking, man. He's putting more people in there.
Boy, you can't beat that.
Well,
Yeah.
why don't you get in there and invite him into the winning team so he can come and share with us what he's doing?
Yeah, I'm going to.
You know, I
I
don't
meant to.
I don't know exactly what your right leg and left leg look like and everything, because obviously you're not directly under me in the line of sponsorship, so you're under Nelson there or Linworth.
Well, my left leg's full and still growing. My right leg's lost 2 people. So there's 2 people that fell off. But I want to do a search to see if I can find him on IDO, because I got to find out what he's doing, because he's smoking. This guy's cranking them out, man.
Are they signing up as yearly members or as monthly?
Probably monthly, because it only grew with 2 fall-offs. It should have been $3.50, but it's down to I think it's $2.25 or $2.75, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with it. But I noticed I got to find that name and try to get him in the winning team.
Yeah, that would be a good thing, so he can share, and maybe we can help him and he can help us, all the way around. That's good.
Yeah.
One thing about I don't remember if you said it was a right or left that's fallen off, but one thing I might comment is the people directly below you. You should have their contact information. Have you contacted them? Have you talked to them? My same thing. Have you invited them to these calls? So maybe we can talk to those people and the people directly below you. If you can motivate them to get out and motivate the people right below them, and so forth, and get a little excitement built in that leg, it could start to grow again.
Yeah. Yeah, well, see, I can hover over them and bring who their sponsor is and what their name is and all that. That's how I know what his name is, but I don't know how to get to their contact information from the genealogy thing, because they're not in my contact manager or my...
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you might go through IBO or do a search on Facebook. Go, plug their name in Facebook. Do a search in Facebook, or do a search in Twitter. You might be able to, do it, one way or the other. You can run across and find them. Then you can establish a contact and go from there.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's what I meant earlier when I said I was going to go search IBO first.
Yeah.
And then after that, just branch out from there,
Sometimes that's that's the way to do it. If you put forth just a little effort, do a search so that you can contact these people, and like I said, you should have the people right below. Well, only if you sponsor them, I was thinking, say you should have their contact information. Uh, if you and if you do, just follow up with them. Establish some kind of relationship there with them. Too often, that's what happens in this business: is people sponsor someone and they go on sponsoring other people and they forget about the people to sponsor, and they don't ever build a relationship with them, so that pretty soon they just drift away. And
Yeah.
so, that's just a little hint. You need to stay in contact again. Keep emailing them. Keep phone call them if you got the phone. That's the best way to do it, obviously. But uh, just long as you staying in contact and let them know you're still around, you're still willing to help them, and you're still excited about the business, and they'll that excitement will catch on, and that relationship will catch on, and they'll learn to do the same thing with the people below them, and and your leg won't fall away, and your leg will start to grow. So the problem. Go ahead.
Sorry, Mike. Didn't mean to interrupt,
No,
but
go
I
ahead.
wanted to say something I do is for my team and for my prospects. I'll let them know about these twice a week calls we have for the winning team, and they're very generic calls. But I tell them they're packed with all sorts of good information that you can use for virtually any network marketing company. And I tell them everybody's welcome and invite everybody you know, and still people just don't come out. But we don't know their timing.
Yeah.
I send these notices out twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday, and that keeps me on their mind. And it could be sometime in the future they'll say, "Hey, that Dave Whitmer, he's been sending me emails for it seems like years about the winning team. Maybe I ought to look into this." And when the timing is right, they'll come. I don't know who'll come, and I don't know who'll listen. I don't know who'll participate, but it doesn't matter. All I'm looking for is a reaction. I'm looking for people to say, "Yes, I'm coming to the call tonight." And like I say, I'm trying to keep me on their minds. But if I don't send out that email, I'm doing myself a disservice because they won't think about me. And even if they look at the email and they see the title and they see it's from Rev Dave Whitmer, then that's all I care about because I'm on their mind. And so we need to send out these notices to our warm list and to our prospects and to our teams about the winning team call, because we don't know where people are in life, but we want them to know that we're interested in them and that we're keeping them informed. So I think it's really important that we do that. That's a good way to do it.
And by the way, congratulations, Reverend Dave. Ohio State won the national championship.
Hallelujah. OHIO. And I've lost 53 pounds so far. Did you get my text?
Yes, I did, and congratulations.
Did you notice I only texted you, that I didn't put you in a group?
Yeah.
So that you didn't get a whole bunch of cross traffic?
Yeah. Yeah, that was nice. It's nothing more aggravating than driving down the road and the phone won't quit going bong, bong.
Just say that's money calling. That's money calling.
No, I'm not allowed to touch that phone while I'm driving.
Oh, it's going to voicemail, right?
No, it's text messages.
Okay, well, it's going
He
to
had
text
me on a
message.
group. He had me on a group at one time, and every time he texted somebody, 5 other people would text, and it'd come across my phone too. So, and
By the way, for your information, I'm starting to work out now, and instead of running a marathon, I'm going to walk a marathon in April.
All right.
When it when the
And then,
weather gets better.
The 26,
yep, when the weather gets 26.2 miles,
26.2 miles. Yeah.
I'm going to walk it. I'm not going to run because I can't run that far.
It's okay.
But I'm pretty sure I can walk it because I've done it before.
That's good. It's a step,
So
you know.
my friend Pat is running it, but when I told him I would walk it with him, I mean he'll run and I'll walk, but we'll finish at different times. But I intend to give it the old college try. So I'll be 58 years old at the time, and I intend to do the best I can.
Yeah, my sponsor sends me, there, Mike. My sponsor sends me about 4 emails a day
Well,
on different.
that might be getting
Yeah,
a little much, but one a day at least is not too much.
yeah. He sends me 4 on each of my email addresses, and I'm not going to go for his thing because he ain't been there. You know.
Mm-mm. No, that's a little much. You can get to the point where you just aggravate someone and they'll run away from you. But to stay in contact, even if it's not every day, if it's just 1 or 2 times a week, if you just contact them, just say, hey, look, and we did this, and you know we were on the call, and we had a great time on the call, but we got some great learning too in the process, and I want to invite you, and that, let it go. Don't hound them. You know, I get
Yeah.
I get so aggravated. I got people, and I don't know how in the world they got a hold of my email, but I got half a dozen different email addresses that I use for various reasons, and they'll get on all of them, and they'll put all of them on their list, and they'll send me emails every day. And what they're doing, they're sending me 6 or 7 or 8 emails all at once every day, and it gets real aggravating to me. And I spend an hour every morning just going through and deleting them, and you know putting them on a filter to try to get rid of them, but it doesn't work. Filters don't work very well.
Yeah.
But that gets aggravating. But to stay in contact with someone, if it's nothing but just once a week, let them know that you're still there. You're still thinking about them. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So let them know that you care.
Right.
And don't hound them. Don't say, look, you got to join this program or anything like that. Just build that relationship. And with them, and just hey, how you doing? I'm glad. Look, we're having a good time. I hope you are too. I hope your holidays went good. That sort of thing. And
Yeah.
we tell them, hey, I sent you an email today. What did I tell you? We missed you. That was it. Basically,
Yeah.
we missed you.
I haven't seen that yet.
Well, you'll find it. You'll find it. But you do that sort of thing. You build a relationship. People know who you are, and they get to the point where they want to communicate with you. They want to associate with you. They want to be in your network of friends, not necessarily a business network, but your network of friends. And once you have built that kind of relationship, then you'll come along and people say, "Hey, what was that you were telling me about? What was that business you was telling? Look, you told me about an opportunity. I could make some money. I'm interested. I need to make a little money now, But if you haven't built that relationship, before that, the best thing you're gonna get is your emails deleted, especially if you hound them like what you're talking about. Nelson was doing.
Yeah, he's covering me up. That's for sure.
But I'd love to death for everybody on my team to send me an email every week, every day, but just one. you know.
Yeah.
But if you know, and I send them out, but I don't. I usually cut it down to one or two a week, something like that per person, and try to keep relationships kind of keep people knowing who I am and what I'm about, and every now and then people come up and say, "Hey, look, what was that you was telling me about the other day? I want to know more about that." And from there, you just naturally evolve and move on. It, and then you build a. You what happens is you start to build a team. You start to build a team where the legs don't fall apart.
Yeah. Well, I've only had two drop off. I didn't want to see the two leave.
You know, and the thing about it is, if you do, people will do what you do. When you sponsor someone and you start building a relationship there, building a friendship there, they'll in turn they'll learn, and they'll turn around and do the same thing with the people they sponsor. You know, and pretty soon you're building a team that is not here just today and gone tomorrow, but they'll be here you know for the long haul. So
Yeah.
you can do it. You can do it. You can do it because me and Dave and Sandy, we're not going to let you go.
Right. What's up, Sandy?
Not a heck of a lot. How you doing?
I'm here. I'm still
Working a
here.
lot. You working a lot?
Yeah, I been doing a lot of tree work and running a bus. And
That's good.
just working like a dog, And,
I knew it was
still
coming.
I still go home and mess with the computer till about 11, 12 o'clock at night. So.
Well, that's what's happening with us. We got so busy. You got to squeeze in the marketing some way, somehow.
Yeah.
But it does
Yeah.
get late.
What we really need when we're busy like that is robots to run our business for us. But then we get suspended from IDO.
Yep.
Mike, I have to go.
All right, Reverend Dave, good hearing your voice. See you.
Good talking to all of you. Have a nice evening. I'll hear you on Thursday.
All right.
Good night, Reverend
We'll be
Dave.
here. We look forward to talking to you. Well, we have.
I just want to let you all know that I'm still here. I ain't run off yet.
I'm glad to hear your voice. I was getting worried about you.
Just burning the candle at both ends, taking care of everybody but myself, that's all. That's the way I am.
That's
right on it.
That's the way you am.
Yep.
Well, we're here. We're here for you, David. We have missed you. Of course, we didn't have very many calls over the holidays, but that was good because we allowed people to have time to spend with their family and build those relationships too. Those are important.
Yeah.
But when you can be here, we are looking forward to hearing you. But if work gets in the way, then you just have to explain the work. They're not as important. But no, that ain't what you do. But anyway, we have missed you, and we're mighty glad to hear you back in here.
All right. Well, guys, I'm not going to hold you up. I'm going to say good night. I did make it in there.
You did make it, and we'll say good night because it is getting late here, and we don't want to hold everybody up all night long. But I appreciate everybody being in here. Sandy, I appreciate you being in here. I don't know if Doug was in the background or not tonight. I didn't ask.
He is. He's feeling kind of punk. I asked you to pray for him, please. He thinks he's coming down with the flu.
Oh well, we definitely will.
Yeah.
I understand
Yeah.
that real well. I've just gotten over it now. So
Uh,
anyway, I appreciate everybody being in here. We'll look forward to hearing everybody again Thursday. And like I said, invite your friends.
All right. Y'all have a good night. Good night.
Oh,
God bless
God
you.
bless.
good night, everyone.
Night.